For the last 2 years, I've saved roughly 80% of my total income, and I've done this as a 13 and 14-year-old. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I did this, with the results I've gotten, and how you can do this too. So I'll start by explaining how I make money. So I got my first part-time job back in December 2022, and I got my second part-time job in January 2024. I've also had a couple of different side hustles. One of them, the main side hustle I have, is recycling cans and bottles, which I've probably made a few $100s from. So to give you an idea of roughly how much money I've made from each of these and what percentage of my income that is, I'll quickly run through that. So for my first part-time job, I've made about $4,000, which is roughly 67% of my total income over the last 2 years. From my second part-time job, I've made about $1,000, which is roughly 16% of my total income. From my recycling side hustle, I've made roughly $600, which is about 10% of my total income. And from selling some old things, I have some old camera that I bought, gold detector, this is some old stuff. I've made roughly $400, which comes out to be about 7% of my total income since December 2022. So now that you know how I have made my money, how I've I've split up all the different ways I've made money, now let's get into the 3 things that I have done over the past almost 2 years to save roughly 80% of my income. So the first thing is goal setting. Now you need to make sure that you set weekly, monthly and yearly goals so that you can be very specific, so that you know where you should be on track, so that you can continually know where you're at. And then you need to break them down. So you start with your yearly goals. Say you want to save $10,000 a year. Break that down. How much is that monthly? Then how much is that weekly? Break it down, and so you can get the rough figures or even the exact figures of what you need to be doing each week, each month and every year. And the next thing in the goal setting sector is to be very specific. Make sure you are very specific with your goals. If you want to save enough money to buy a house, which you probably won't be if you're a young person, but if you, say for instance, you were saving money to buy a house, you need to know exactly how much money you need to save. Say for instance, you're saving money to buy a new laptop, you need to know exactly how much that laptop is. Make sure you're being very specific with your goals. Make sure you know exactly what you need to be doing. So, be very specific with your goals and split them up yearly, monthly, and weekly. Next, write them down, put them on your wall, put them on your whiteboard. Make your goals visible. Make sure you can see your goals at all times, every single day, when you wake up, when you go to bed. Make sure your goals are constantly around you because, as the saying goes, out of sight, out of mind, insight in mind. You need to be continually reminded of your goals all the time so that you are never forgetting about your goals, so you don't just let weeks go by and forget about your goals. Make sure you can continually see your goals. Now, the second thing that I have done is budgeting. So the first thing you need to do with budgeting is figure out how much you are and how much you will be making. Make sure you know as specific as you can how much money you are currently and will be making. If you're not exactly sure, just put what you think you're going to be making in that time. Make sure you don't overdo it or underdo it. Try and be as specific as possible. The next thing you need to do is split up that income and allocate it to certain things. Now, you might be allocating that to all different things. So on a budget, sometimes people they split the money between 10, 20 different things. Some people only split it between 2 or 3 different things. Personally, for me, I've really split my income between 2 different things, saving and spending. And as I've told you, 80% of my money has gone to the saving category. But it is okay to adjust your budget. If you are saving up for a big purchase that wasn't planned, it is okay to adjust that percentage based on that purchase. So, for instance, for me, recently I've just saved up some money and bought the brand new GoPro Hero Creator Edition 12. Now, that may not have been in my budget, but I have adjusted my spending from 80-20 to about 50-50 so that I can save up enough money in a decent amount of time and buy that thing. I've just last week bought this purchase, which I'm very happy about, very excited about, and I'm very happy with the way that I have made the money and saved the money and allocated the money for that purchase. And to end the second category off, your allocations, your savings split is completely up to you. If you need to put only 10% of money towards spending, or if you don't need to put any money towards spending and need to put a certain amount of money towards groceries or this, your allocations are completely up to you. Do not see anyone else's budget and think, I need to do it exactly like this. It is perfectly okay for you to have it however you want. Just make sure that you're doing it in the best, most suitable way for yourself. And the third thing that I've done is priorities and elimination. So what you need to do, the first step of priorities and elimination is to figure out everything you spend money on. Once you've figured out everything you've spent money on, figure out the top most important things that you spend money on. Figure out the things that you have to spend money on, the things that you cannot give up, and then figure out the things you don't have to spend money on, and cut out as much of the useless spending as you can. You don't want your money to be going to any unneeded costs. Now, the things you could be cutting out might be subscriptions. You might be stopping buying the junk food. You might be not doing those activities, not paying extra money for this or that. You need to figure out all of the useless costs that you are having to pay that you don't need to, and that if you want to save up as much money as you can, you need to be spending less money. As I said, priorities and elimination. Figure out your priorities, only save towards those, and eliminate everything else that is not helpful. So those are the 3 things that I've done to save roughly 80% of my income for the last 2 years. Now, this has been a big challenge. There has been lots of different bumps along the way. At times I've made more money and times I've made less money. For instance, this last month I made just under half of what I made in my best month. But that does not matter, because if you're still saving your percentages, if you're still doing your budget, and if you're still doing all of these things, you're going to be on track to achieving your goals. So that is everything for this video. I hope this has been helpful. As usual, my name is Sam. I aim to inspire and motivate as many young people as possible to become the most capable versions of themselves. I'm the leader of the Teenwork movement. I run a free Discord server called Teenwork Unfiltered. The link is in my channel description. And from now on, I'm going to be giving you guys some more videos on how to save money, how to save up your first $100, $1,000 as a teenager, because this is something that I've personally done, something that I've been working on for a while, something that my family has supported me with, something that I think that I've done decently well, and I want to help you guys do that as well, because I know it's hard for teenagers to make lots of money, but the one thing you can do is just spend less of that money, save it, and I want to teach you guys and help you guys with that journey. So, look out for those new videos. I will see you guys tomorrow or soon with another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.